Hi everyone, it's Christina again. We're sitting out on my deck today here in upstate New York as I wanted to show off my little cluster of trees down there. That's where I was sitting in the last video, right underneath. And so you can kind of see my yard and see I don't have a huge yard. I don't live in a big house. I live in farm country in upstate New York, and we have trees and grass and critters. And on one side of me I have a horse and a bunch of dogs from one neighbor, and on the other side of me, who's my favorite, she has sheep and chickens and a rooster. So that gives you an idea of the kind of place I live. And I'm right on a road that's 55 miles an hour speed limit, so you may hear motorcycles or trucks going by. Just ignore them. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me. Our subject for today is the age-old question: how do I find clients and customers for my business? Well, I know you're looking for that little golden answer that'll make everything all right in the world, and I'm sorry, I hate to disappoint, but there is no one answer. Not really. I mean, it's an easy answer. It really is. Getting there is the hard part. Getting to your answer is the hard part. You see, when I started, I went in with the idea that, you know what? When I set up my website, I'm going to make sure anybody and everybody will enjoy it. I'm going to market to everybody. Because if I don't market to everybody, I'm not going to make a dime. I'm going to miss that one person that's looking for me and can't find me because I'm not out there enough. I'm not spread out all over the place. Well, 6 months of doing that, my generic website with my kind of boring purple, green, and gray colors got me a whole bunch of clients. Guess how many? Bupkis. That's right, Bupkis. Not a single client came in 6 months. I got a lot of visitors to my site because I worked my butt off to make sure my name was out there. But nobody was emailing me. Nobody. Everybody, so many people were coming to my site, and not one person bothered to click that contact button and type a little message. It takes 1 minute, maybe 30 seconds out of their life, and my website was so boring and unattractive that they couldn't even be bothered to waste that 30 seconds to a minute. So I had to get real nitty-gritty and get down to business. My first order was to figure out what the heck was wrong with my website. Why weren't people writing to me? Well, it's because I wasn't talking to them. All those client getting situations, people and courses that you can take and stuff, they know what they're talking about. They really do. It's sometimes they're, charge a bit to learn that, but they're giving you step by step, and, they're holding your hand, helping you along the way. I'm going to give you the answer, the one answer that everybody needs, but to get to your answer, it's going to take a little work. The one answer is, ready? It's not a big epiphany or anything. It's actually pretty simple. Figure out one person that you want to work with. The type of person you want to work with. Just one. Just one. And that is the person that you market to. That's it. Just one person. I know. That's a little crazy. One person. Oh my God, if I market to one person, what about all the other billions of people in the world? They're not going to know about me. They're not going to know what I do. They're not going to know how to find me. Da, da, da. Calm down. It's okay. I promise you, everything will be okay. I sat down after my 6 months of clients, and I drew a little stick figure because I had heard all the gurus and stuff about getting clients had said to market to one person, and it just didn't click with me. I'm like, I was the same way. What, one person? Are you crazy? I want to make money doing this. So I said, what have I got to lose? To sit down and at least try. One day, take an hour out of my day, and see what I can come up with. So I drew a little stick figure because I don't draw very well, and I decided the stick figure was a woman because out of my entire working life, I had always enjoyed working with women more than men. I'm not going to put anything bad on the men because I have had a lot of male bosses and male coworkers that I absolutely loved working with, but all in all, the majority were women that I enjoyed. Okay, so now my stick figure is a woman. Well, what else about this woman? So I went back to my whole entire working life. I even dipped into high school teachers, friends of my parents, other co-workers, friends of friends, people I met out when I was socializing. What is it about all these people that I like being around so much? Because I would love to work with these people, but they're not my clients. They're friends and family and, you know, people in my past. So I had to figure out what thing they all had in some form that drew me in and kept me wanting to be around them. And the number one thing that I got was they all knew how to have fun. Now, everybody really just knows how to have fun, but these people, even during the most boring, mundane tasks, they knew how to make it fun. Or, even better, as my boss, they let me make it fun. And they enjoyed me doing that. So, the second characteristic is, gotta have fun, gotta enjoy, you know, sense of humor, gotta enjoy yourself. Okay, so now I have a woman who likes to have fun and has a sense of humor. Great! There's lots of them. Time to narrow it down a little more. What age were these women that I enjoyed being around the most? So I sat there and I listed a few people in my past stuff that I really, really enjoyed being around. And they all fell between 35, early 50s. So I'm like, oh, middle age. That's easy. Alright, now I have a middle-aged woman who knows how to have fun. Lots of those too. So now I had to get down to the serious part. What is something about each of them that wasn't just about fun? What was something about their core ethics that I really felt connected to? And that was they were family oriented. They shared stories of their kids, their grandkids, their parents, their uncles, aunts, friends, everything. New babies, weddings, funerals, everything. I heard all about it. And they glowed when they talked about it because they loved their families. And they took care of their friends as well as they did the rest of their family. So, family oriented. Wrote that down. So, now I'm all set. I have family oriented, I have fun, middle-aged, female. Great! No, not enough. Because now I needed something business. Something related to business that they all might have in common. And I would say the majority of them had some success and were possibly at a point where they were okay with someone else taking over for a little bit and showing them how to do things better. They weren't afraid. They decided, okay, well, it's time for somebody else to do a little bit so that I'm not the only one working on this and other people have ideas. So that's kind of combined. They have a little success, but they are more than willing to listen to someone else. They're not afraid to say, I don't know it all. So there, 5 things. I had a woman, middle-aged, knew how to have fun, family-oriented, and has some success, but lets other people take the reins when needed. There's my 5. Call it my Fab 5. Everybody has a Fab 5 that they would enjoy working with. Think about it. Your favorite person in this world. Figure out something, their gender, their age, something about them that's silly, fun, whatever. You know, do they like to have fun? Are they good at jokes? You know, narrow it down a little more. Something about them that's more serious and something about them that's businessy. There's your 5 things. That person right there, your little stick figure, is who you talk to. When you do your marketing materials, when you do your website, when you talk on Twitter, when you talk on Facebook, you need to be talking to that one person. Now, while I was doing this and figured out my person, I pictured her in front of me, short blonde hair, blue eyes. That's kind of all I went for. I didn't go too crazy. I didn't want people to think I was losing my mind. But I talked to her. When I wrote the content on my website, I spoke to her. I addressed what she needed, what she was looking for, what she wanted. And the funny thing is, okay, now remember, 6 months of nothing, and I changed the content on my website to talk to this blonde, middle-aged woman. And nothing else had changed. It was still the boring purple and gray and green website, but I changed what I said. And while I was working on changing the style of my website with the colors and things, I just left the content up there. It was about 3 months worth. During that 3 months, I got one email that changed everything. One. Just one. That's all it took. I got an email from this woman, and she said in her email that she was contacting me as one of 8. I was curious what she meant, one of 8, but so I kept reading, and she said that she had gone to Google and had been looking for a virtual assistant that knew about websites. Now granted, I had just changed my content. Before that, I was a bookkeeping virtual assistant. I had just switched over to saying I was WordPress and the voice of my content. Nothing else had changed. I hadn't even tried to market as a WordPress virtual assistant. I had just changed that on my site. Somehow she found me on Google. She found 8 WordPress virtual assistants. 8. I'm the only one she contacted. And I was number 8. 8's always been a lucky number for me. So it was pretty impressive when I read that in her email. I'm like, the universe is speaking to me. All right, I'm going to listen a little more. So I keep reading, and she said that even though I was the 8th one she found, I was also the 8th website she visited. I was the only one who spoke to her. My content, my voice was what she was looking for. I'm the type of person she wanted to take over her website. So we got to talking and we discussed rates and things like that. And she was a little hesitant with the rates because I had recently raised my rates, and I was full on, I was okay with the rate raising. And if she'd said no, I would have been fine with that. But the more we talked, the more I realized this was my stick figure. She was on the phone talking to me. Holy crap. I was imagining this woman all this time, and here she comes and jumps into my inbox and right into my lap. So we talked a little longer, and she agreed. That was early 2008. It is now 2011, and she's still my client. And what did I do to get her? I talked to her. I had a conversation just with her. That's it. So your easy answer is target the person that you want to work with. The hard part is figuring out who that is. Because you can't market to everybody and anybody. You can't. Because nobody wants to feel generic. Everybody wants to feel special. So when you start speaking directly to that client, that one perfect client that you've been looking for, things will happen. Whether you push for it to happen or if they just drop in your lap like she did me. I count myself very lucky that she found me when she did. And maybe all the planets aligned, maybe, the moon was in whatever, I don't know that much about astrology. But something brought her to me that day. And I am attributing it to my voice, changing my voice, showing my personality, and deciding who I wanted to work with as to how she found me. She was meant to find me because she's the one I wanted to work with. Just her. So I was working with her for a while. Like I said, it's been a few years. And during that time, she's referred several people to me who are a lot like her. Because surprisingly, when somebody finds something that they enjoy, just like, what the heck is the shampoo commercial? Fabergé something or other shampoo from years back. And she told 2 friends, and she told 2 friends, and so on and so on. Well, that one client told 2 friends. And I did some work for those 2 friends. And then guess what? They told 2 friends. And so on and so on. So when you think about, oh God, I can't just market to one person, I'll never make any money. You're not going to make any money marketing to everybody either. So what's it hurt? Give it a shot. Sit down, get down to the nitty gritty, decide who that one person is. Start changing your content and your marketing materials and your website. Just give it a test. Give it 6 months. If you don't have any clients now, who's to say in 6 months you'd have any if you kept things the way they are? So try something a little different. Try it my way. And then let me know what happens. Because if you really get honest and find that one person that you absolutely would love to work with, they'll find you. They'll find you. And that's when you start becoming a success. Because if you aren't working for people you want to work for, you're not going to be happy. Which means you're going to be stuck in a place that you don't want to be. So I'd be interested to hear who your one person is. And I will be more than happy for you to email me your Fab 5 of your one person and let me know what those are, and I will respond to you and let you know if I think you've gone deep enough or if I think you're on the right track. Okay? Free of charge. Ain't going to cost you a dime. Just about 2 minutes of your time to type it up and send it off. Christina@businessdarlings.com. So I will talk to you soon. Another video next week. And like I said, comment. Let me know what you think. And send me your stuff. I would love to see what your Fab 5 are. Bye-bye.